Good morning. Good morning. Just getting set up here so I can see comments. How is everybody this morning? We're going to make something for St. Patrick's Day today. This is it, a little leprechaun hat. It's so cute. Super easy to make, no stamping, just paper and adhesive and some punches. So let's get started. I'm just gonna adjust my mat here so I'm more in the camera. Say hello if you are, once you're on, so I know you're here. Let me tell you, I've decided this morning that comments for today's Facebook Live, I'm going to either do a draw for this stamp set. This is Happy Birthday to You. This is from last year's celebration. Or if you already have it or you're not interested, I'm going to give away the next, last month's or this month's paper pumpkin, which has the four free stencils and a sponge. So if you want to comment today, good morning, Jody. I'm going to do a draw for this, and I'm interested to know what your favorite candy is, because we're putting candy in the little leprechaun hat, and yeah, I'm interested to know. I like the gummies the best. I'm not unhappy with any candy really. I like all candies. Okay, so if you want to craft this with me today, I've got the measurements here. So we're going to use shaded spruce. The base is 7 by 2 1/4, and that's this one. And then we're going to score at 1/2 inch, which is right here. And then basic black, just a strip of it at 1/2 inch. You'll also need a bit of gold paper. And so you can just freehand cut this like I did to go on the front there. There's no shortage of candy in my house, of course, with Zach being 12. Okay, so let's get started. Just gonna clear this off. And, all right, so so first we're gonna punch out our base. So this is the 2 1/2 inch punch. So any green would do. I just felt like shaded spruce was a good one to, I like the green. Okay, so like I said, this is 7 by 2 1/4, and then I've scored at 1/2 inch. So let's fold this with the bone folder. And then we're just gonna use our snips, and we're just gonna cut up to the line. It doesn't have to be, there's no specific, every 1/4 inch or whatever. It's just, you can just do it random, because we're just going to use this so that we can create the base so that it sticks to the circle. That's really what we're doing here. So when your paper is flat like this, what you want to do is just take your fingers and just sort of loosen the fibers of the paper so that it gets a bit of, see how it's got a bit of a roll to it? So you can do that going in both directions. So see how that happens? So what we're going to do is we're going to put a bit of tear and tape here, and then these floppy bits are going to fold down like so. We're going to put a bit of glue on it, and then that's what's going to make our little hat. So that's why, cutting this is just enough for the paper to be able to roll nicely. So let's use some tear and tape. So you could use the Stampin' Seal, or you could use the Tombow glue. I think it'll probably be fine if that's your preference. The tear and tape, for sure, there's no concerns whatsoever about it coming apart. I think there's the Stampin' Seal Plus, which is like a super heavy duty sticky adhesive, so those are options for you. I'm using my multi-tool to just lift up the backing because sometimes I find it's a bit tricky to get off. Okay, so then I'm just going to seal these together like so. It's not very forgiving, so make sure that, I mean, once it's down, it's down. There's no coming back from this stick. And so I'm just going to measure and make sure that I'm happy with the size. So that's what that's going to look like. So cute. Love it. What's happening here? Okay, so now when I did this one, I felt like it was a bit oozy, the glue, so I'm just going to make sure that I'm sticking, not doing a whole lot of like really thick daubs of glue. You can always just wipe it away if it's a bit too much glue anyways. So you're just dropping this down. And of course you can sort of shift it around to make sure that it's in the hat, you know, where you want it in the hat so it's even all the way around. And I'm just going to use my bone folder or something to, you can press this down. Okay, and I see that a couple more people have joined us, which is great. So I'll just say again, I'm going to do a draw after this live based on comments, and I'm interested to know what your favorite candy is, or even if you just want to tell me what you're up to today. We have chores, and so just while I'm letting that stick, this is the draw, so it's either for the Happy Birthday to You stamp set, which is the celebration item from last year. It's a red rubber stamp. Or I'm going to give away this month's paper pumpkin, which has the 4 free stencils in it. So if you have this one, you could always give it away, friend it to somebody, and then do it together, you know, via Facebook or Zoom or chat. Or you could even gift this to somebody if you don't have it already. This is super fun to color, these flowers in here. It's pretty, very pretty. So let me know what your favorite candy is, or just say hello. Okay, so that's sticking on there pretty good. So that's where we're at so far. So now I'm going to just cut my gold piece, which is just the front there, which you can just freehand cut it. There's no specific measurements, I don't think. So that's good. What? The boys are going camping tomorrow to Chin Beach, I think is where they said they're going. So that's cool. First camping trip of the season. Okay, so this is going to go on top of there, but that's a bit big, so just going to cut it down. Again, just freehand. Just a little bit more. I think that'll do. Like that. Perfect. So let's just get a bit of glue on there. Careful just to use a little dab will do ya, because you don't want it to ooze. And get it on where you want it, and then let's just set that to the side so that it is good to go. Now with this, let's do the same thing we did with the green one, which is just kind of break up the fibers to help it go around our little leprechaun hat. Morning, Wendy. Yes, we did. Oh, you made this last year. That's great. I love these little hats. So here's the seam at the back. So this is, obviously the seam is going to go at the back. So to glue this on, just to give you an idea, I'm going to start at the back. I'm going to rotate it around. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm trying to see where I need to cut it because my piece is longer than it needs to be. So So that's good. Now let's add some Tombow here. These hats are super easy to make. Well, I think they're super easy to make. And they go pretty quick. It's usually just the waiting on the adhesive to adhere, because sometimes it takes a minute for the Tombow to get sticky. Just gonna add a little bit there so it's all the way down. All right, so while I'm waiting for this to get sticky, I'm gonna tell you about my classes. So tomorrow is the fun fold for this one. So if you have the designer series paper already from the celebration, you can just join me tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. If you want to just flip me an email, thecanadianstamper@gmail.com, and I will send you the measurements for the cards, and then you can, and what color papers I'm using, it'll all match the designer series paper. And then you can participate in the class, and we're going to fussy cut. It's all optional if you want to stamp a greeting or not. You can certainly add more flowers, say on this one, and not do any stamping at all. So the class is essentially free if you have the paper and the supplies already. If not, the kits are ready to go, so you could pick up today and join tomorrow morning. So in the kit you would get all of the supplies that you need to make the cards, but I can't send you the stamped images, so I would just add some extra flowers for you to add to the front of your card. So that's $10 for the kits if you need that. If you have the supplies or you're just going to follow along, you do need to have an embossing machine with some dies to be able to create this fun fold piece. If you don't have an embossing machine but you kind of have everything else, I'm certainly happy to cut this for you and give you the bases, and I won't charge you for it because I want people to craft, because it's super fun. The paper is beautiful, and it's a nice Sunday morning activity. Okay, so I think I talked long enough to where that is sticking. So just this little guy to go. So we're going to glue this down to be, so make sure you're watching for the back piece here. And I'm actually not happy with this. It's not big enough. I want it to be a bit bigger. So let's cut a bigger piece. Yeah, I'm happier with a bigger piece of gold for the buckle. It's personal preference, but I'm happier with that. So let's quickly make another one and make that just a bit smaller. All right, maybe people don't like candy. I'm a candy fan. Sour keys are my favorite. I don't have any sour keys to put in this guy, but that's the favorite. So for those who did my Dragonfly class, I think it was last weekend, the weekend before last, and I'm still doing the video to send to folks who either want to finish the cards or make more cards. I tried to film it yesterday, forgot to turn on the camera, so I did the first card just talking to myself, so that's awesome. And then I turned on the camera, and then I did 2 more cards, and then I had to get up and get something, and then I realized that my phone was telling me that it was out of memory. So I had done a card talking to myself again. So then I spent about an hour doing surgery on my phone to get rid of, like I did a backup and got rid of a bunch of photos and things so that I have memory, and I'm going to go ahead and try again today. So I'm getting really good at my Dragonfly cards. I've almost got the measurements memorized. So, and I think in the film Willow came in, and Willow needed to see what was happening, so you get a bit of Willow action as well. So it's actually kind of a funny video. But if you have the dragonfly set and you weren't able to make the class, I can send you a link to the video that will hopefully be done today. Okay, so I hijacked some of Zach's candy. He doesn't know. I don't think he'll miss it. And so to finish this off, we're just going to add whatever candy you want to add to it. And then it's done. And they're so cute. Little St. Patrick's Day. So there you go. That's our project for today. So, how long did that take us to make? Not very long. 15 minutes. So that was fast. Okay, so don't forget to comment below or in the chat. And I'm going to do a draw for this. I'll probably do it tomorrow so that in case anybody's catching the replay, they're given an opportunity to comment. But for the class, if you want to join me tomorrow morning, be sure to message me today so that we can get you the supplies that you need, either an email with the measurements or the kit. And then next weekend, I have the Easter class, which is using the Timeless Tulips bundle, so stamp set and punch. And these are some of the projects that we're making. This is a fun fold. So it stands up like this, and it's like a little bouquet of tulips. And we have another 3D basket that we're going to make that's around Easter. So this class is free if you buy the Timeless Tulip bundle. If you already have the Timeless Tulip bundle and you want to do the class, then there's a kit fee. So that's in the event section on my Facebook page. And my newsletter went out yesterday, so that's always good to look at. It's in my Facebook feed. And I think that's all the news I have for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. And if you end up making these little leprechaun hats, maybe just flip me a photo or post it in the chat, because I'd love to see, how yours turned out and what kind of candy you ended up adding. And good luck to whoever wins the draw. So that's it for now, guys. Bye for now.